Let's come to order. I want to welcome everybody to our excuse me, wrong page. I'm sorry, I didn't have a copy of the minutes here. I'm sorry. Welcome to the August 10th, 2015 Commission meeting. All the commissioners had a copy of the minutes from the previous meeting. Is there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none. Review a memorandum of warrants for a period of July 23rd, 2015 through August 5th, 2015. Ms. McDuffie.
The memorandum of warrants for the period stated totaled $1,367,142.
Thank you. Any questions about the memorandum of warrants? Hearing none. Under old business, public hearing for a 011 Lounge Retail Liquor Class 2 package liquor license application by Janie Baja LLC for Redland Package Store at 6503 Redland Road, Wetumpka, 36093. I call this public hearing to order. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the liquor license? Anyone? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the liquor license? Yes, ma'am. If you would come to the podium and state your name and address.
Hi, I'm Ashley Moon, and I live at 300 Brookwood Drive in Wetumpka, Alabama, 36093. I'm here as a concerned citizen to oppose the issuing of a liquor license to the Redland Market that is located near the intersection of Jackson Road. As a former resident of Montgomery, my family and I visited and researched several communities before deciding that the Redland community was the right fit for us. Many of my family members also relocated to this area to escape the hustle and bustle and the crime of Montgomery. The peace and tranquility the Redland area offers is a wonderful place to raise a family. After hearing late last week that the Redland Market would be attempting to get a liquor license approved by the County Commission this week, I was flooded with concerns about our community. I myself work in the economic development capacity for the state of Alabama, and I encourage growth and sustainability of employment opportunities. However, as a resident of this community, I am greatly concerned about many things. The image of a liquor store in a predominantly residential area is a black eye to the community. Since merchants often use storefronts to advertise alcohol products, with Redland Road being a largely traveled road to and from the Redland Elementary School, it exposes youth to the negative effects of advertising hard liquor sales, and the fact that there is a bus stop located within a few feet of the Redland Market. Redland Market is also in close proximity to several Redland community churches. It's about a half a mile from Mulder Methodist and also a mile and a half or so to Redland Church of Christ and the Redland Baptist Church. I'm concerned that youth will be allowed to enter this store and be tempted to steal hard liquor because it is conveniently located in our community now. I also am concerned about the fact that there will always be individuals who will willingly purchase alcohol to underage drinkers. Being located outside of the city limits will make it very hard to monitor if sales are being made to those not of drinking age. More outsiders coming to the Redland area will be coming specifically to purchase hard liquor because, as I understand, there's only 2 other locations in the Wetumpka area that have liquor licenses. Other than restaurants, and that is a package store off of Highway 231, and I believe there's a place over near the casino. Another concern is the amount of traffic already on Redland Road and the problem that we have with speeding. The community now is going to be faced with more traffic and also more opportunity for drunk drivers who are coming on the 2-lane roads. The Redland community does not have a large police presence as it is, and that is concerning. In order for it to deter drunk drivers and misconduct that is accompanied by people who drink hard liquor. An optimal location for a package store would be in a commercial area or within the city limits where there is a larger police presence and also where there's visibility. Up off Redland Road, you just don't have that. The Redland community is thriving and growing leaps and bounds without the assistance of an alcohol economy, and I hope that you'll consider these concerns and vote no for issuing the liquor license to Redland Community Market. Also, in addition to that, we're just now finding out that there was even going to be a vote tonight. We found out late Thursday. My understanding is that it was kind of kept hush-hush. So we didn't have a lot of time to get signatures, but we did get a petition just in the Windsong area alone, just on one day. More than 70% of the residents in Windsong did sign the petition opposing this. So I can imagine that other communities would do the same. Thank you for considering this.
Yes, can I, just to be clear, your opposition is not opposition to alcohol itself, is the, your feeling is the effect of the family atmosphere in the area and the
Correct.
community and the
Yeah. And the
proximity to a bus stop, and it's not to alcohol itself, it's just the proximity to your
Correct.
subdivisions.
It just
and
doesn't seem like an optimal location for the community of Redland Road.
Okay. Any other questions by the commissioner?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Can I ask one? Do you have the petition from?
I
can
do.
Do you have copies of it, please?
I don't have copies.
You don't have copies?
Yeah.
Could I see the original copy, please? No, it's not the same one. Okay. I'm
Hey,
gonna
ma'am,
put copies of that during the thing, if you don't mind, please. All right, thank you, ma'am.
And for your information, there was never, the license application was advertised by law. It's a responsibility for the petitioner to advertise. So I believe it was run in the newspaper
Okay.
for a couple of weeks. And you know, all the commission done prior was to give them the authority to advertise as the state law requires.
Okay.
So there was never any attempt to keep it quiet by, at least by us now. It may have been by them, but not by the county commission.
Mr. Chairman, as a matter of fact, we're one of the few counties that asked the applicant to ask permission to advertise. That's to give everybody extra time. I don't know any other county that does that but us. So that is in an effort to make sure that everybody knows. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other questions, Mr.
Yes, Mr.
Smith?
Chairman. Ma'am, you mentioned a couple of places that you said was in close proximity to this particular location. You said a bus stop. Can you tell me
Yeah.
how close you think it is,
How close do you think?
sir? 40 feet? What kind of bus stop is it? School bus?
Yeah, school bus.
Okay. And you also mentioned a church. How close in proximity?
Mulder Methodist Church is about a half a mile, and the Baptist Church of, the Redland Road Church of Christ is about a mile and a half, and the Redland Baptist Church is about a mile and a half.
Okay, mile and a half. And do you know, by any chance, the hours of operations for the market?
No, I'm not. Do you happen to know?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr.
Is there
Chairman.
any other opposition? Anybody who wants to speak? Yes, sir, Ms. Talley. Can you state your name and address, please?
My name is Charles J. Talley, 4987 Redland Road. I live about a mile and a quarter from the store. I go up there every morning to drink coffee, and a bunch of us old folks do. And while we're there, the kids that go to Redland Elementary, their parents stop in there and buy them sausage and biscuits, different snacks and stuff like that to go. And I just think it'd be a bad mix there. And the community that I live in, Hazel Green, none of the people there are in favor of this. I don't have a petition, but I can get a petition.
Okay.
None of the people that I talk to are in favor of this at all.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Talley?
I have one for Mr. Talley. Mr. Talley, you say you're there every day drinking coffee. How big a congestion in the traffic is there when you're there in the mornings as far as the school? Is it a lot of traffic there?
Yes, we have to park all the way to the end there so we don't interfere with the customers. And there's about 7 or 8 of us that meet there to drink coffee. And we leave the rest open because there's traffic in and out of there. It's a Lulu to get in and out of there.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Talley.
All right, thank you, Mr. Talley. Any other questions from Mr. Talley?
Mr. Chairman, I take exception to Mr. Talley saying he's an old folk. I used to think he was old, but he ain't old no more. Me and him about the same age.
Anybody else here to speak in opposition? Yes, sir. Will you state your name and address, please?
My name is John Scott. I said 115 Valley's Edge, Wetumpka, 36093. I'm retired military. Since my wife and I moved to the area and our kids, it's a wonderful neighborhood. I'm concerned about the future generations that live in the area. In that particular area, I oppose it because I'm concerned for possible increase of crime and temptation for adults, maybe tempted to get to younger children. There's crime and the traffic overall. There's already been an increase of traffic now, especially schools starting back up. And I just think about future generations of liquor and the temptation may bring with it. That's my main concern. I think more about the generation, about the crime, and the children of the future is my main concern. But not even have it, that choice there for the future is my main concern. Or even
Okay.
have it present.
All right, any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just one. You mentioned a concern about future crime. Can you tell me how close in proximity are the nearest homes to this particular location?
But most of the homes, I know it's like, one home is less than a block away right across the street. You can walk across the street to the store, and another home adjacent, right behind it. Most of the time, the kids may get on the cart or walk right to the store, get something, a soda or something. So it's very accessible, and I'm concerned once the kids 21 may want to help their younger buddies out going in and buy the liquor for them. That's the things I'd be concerned about. Once they turn 21, may want to help their younger buddies out, 19, 20, help them out, tempt them to go bad for them or something like that. That's the things I'd be concerned with, things of that nature. All the homes are all around the store already, and I don't think it'd be a great idea for if alcoholics may come around, because sometimes people sit around already. I'd be concerned about more people coming around, congregate around, hang around there, bad people, may have some type of records or may bring some type of criminal element around. Sometimes liquor invite other type of crime to come around too, so that's a concern of mine as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? All right, anybody else here to speak in opposition? Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. If you would state your name and address, please.
Peggy Penn, 334 Winsong Loop. I do live in the Winsong Ridge area, and that is not far from the store. I feel like every day that I go to town that I have cars pushing me. There's not enough law enforcement out there anyway to really notice all the tailgating going on. We dodge a lot of deer. Redland Road and Fire Tower Road are very dark, and we have to really look for deer. And in the past, there has been even kids that have been killed recently on Fire Tower Road. My concern is on a Saturday evening, right before the store closes, there's going to be a lot of people trying to rush to the store to get them something because they can't get it on Sunday. I'm highly objected to it being in my front door.
All right, Ms.
I'm
Penn.
not against drinking. If I would like a glass of wine or whatever, anybody that does moderately, that's fine, but I just don't particularly care about a package store being right in front of me.
Yes, ma'am. Is there any questions for Ms. Penn? Thank you, Ms. Penn. I appreciate it. Anybody else want to speak against the license? If not, I'll call this public hearing to closed. Next, under old business, discuss nominating 3 candidates to the County Board of Equalization. Nominees are due tonight. The candidates so far is Guy R. Vardaman, and there's been one other addition.
A Mr. Archie Burchard. Burchard.
Spell that last name again.
Burchard.
And also, in speaking before the meeting, since we're to nominate 3 candidates, Mr. Frank Valder would like to be considered for this position also. And so these names will be presented to my understanding is they'll be presented to the state, and the state will pick one name to serve on the board, if I'm correct. Any other names from any other commissioners? Next, hearing none. Next, under new business, the Tallahassee Industrial Development Board resolution granting abatements. Mr. Dorley, are you going to speak to that? Thank you, Mr. Dorley.
I'm Richard Dorley. I'm chairman of the Tallahassee Industrial Development Board, and I am here to be speaking on concerning the resolution that is before the commission tonight. I want to thank Ms. McDuffie and her help and her aid of getting here tonight, getting on the agenda, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. I've been chairman of the Tallahassee Industrial Development Board for probably about 12 years. I think most folks in here neither know me or heard of me. And I think over the last 12, 13 years, we've had, great success in Tallahassee of creating, a couple thousand jobs with, a couple $100 million capital investment in Elmore County here. And the state, in this past legislative session, has included in some new incentives for industry to allow the counties and municipalities that have ad valorem tax to abate that tax, the non-educational portion of that tax, as an incentive for industries. And I know that may be some feelings toward abatement of taxes, but one thing I want to stress is you abate the non-educational portion. The educational portion, of course, is never abated, and it's increasing if we have an expansion of an industry or a new industry coming in. It's a great incentive. These tax incentives are. I'm here on behalf of the Tallahassee Industrial Development Board, but yet this being a new law and us understanding that, I have made it countywide and have gone to be inclusive of all the other municipalities and their IDBs. We have on board with us Eclectic. We have made contact with the mayor of Eclectic and also its chairman of this industrial development board, and have included them in the resolution. We also have spoken to the attorney of Prattville's IDB, and they have expressed interest and thanksgiving to include them in the resolution as well. The other IDBs and cities, we've been unsuccessful in trying to reach them and get their okays for whatever reason. Tallahassee's taken an innovative approach to industry. We've been great in incentives. We've had to be very, very competitive with our local area. And when I say that, I'm talking about the Montgomery, Auburn, Opelika area. It's increasingly more and more competitive. And for the state to put forth these incentives, I think they're proud of it. And one of the things they're going to do, probably put that on their website somewhere, and they're going to advertise that. And so new industry coming in going to know it, and they're going to come to these communities, and if it's not there, not offered, they're going to certainly know that it wasn't, and they're going to look and ask as to why it wasn't. And I certainly don't want to take Elmore County out and Tallahassee out, or any community in Tallahassee out, or in Elmore County, excuse me, out of the innovative approach and creativity of courting new industries. That's from a local perspective. The abatements generally, I'm going to talk on behalf of Tallahassee. I don't know how other IDBs do it, but me and Commissioner Taylor have discussed this, and he was asking some good questions, and the question came up about the attacks. When I say, in Tallahassee we have 25 mil, only 12 of that is abatable, and 10 of it still goes to education. 3 of it, I understand, goes to the state. And so with that said, there are still taxes even in an abated sense. In our perspective, when an industry comes to Tallahassee, one of our great incentives is we build the building and we lease it back to the industry. Well, the IDBs don't pay ad valorem tax anyway. So it's a moot point on brick and mortar as a rule. Most of the time, the ad valorem tax is on the equipment associated with the industry, and it's going to be abated for the first 10 years anyway because of under statutory, the IDBs can abate taxes for the first 10 years. What we're asking for is the county's permission and your authority to give to us the opportunity to abate for the second 10 years. Now, what that would include is most of the time it will not include brick and mortar, although it could. Most of the time it's going to be equipment, and after it's abated for the first 10 years, it depreciates to the point that the ad valorem tax on that equipment is a negligible amount. And they still get the educational portion, the state gets its portion, and I think that's a small price to pay to put good faith toward the recruitment of industry and the retention of industry. Because remaining 80% of jobs are created by existing industries, not new industries. And so we're both trying to advance our own industrial base as far as expanding the industries that are there, as well as courting and new industries to come to Elmore County. And so that's the gist of it. I'm grateful for Prattville and Eclectic for their willingness to come on board with us here. The city of Tallahassee, even though it does not have currently an ad valorem tax, did pass a resolution authorizing the Tallahassee IDB to abate ad valorem tax in the event they ever get one. So we do have the city council's backing on this as far as Tallahassee is concerned. And I have as far as the correspondence from Mayor Flowers, I believe, or Mayor Davenport, of Eclectic, and Chairman Flowers of the Eclectic IDB, their correspondence as far as with us and their agreement to come on board. If the commissioners would like it, I could give you a copy of that. And I also have a copy of the City of Tallahassee's resolution that it passed, and if you'd like a copy of that as well.
If you can just give that to Ms. Erb, and she can make a copy for all of us and get it to us.
Okay.
And
I'll
is
entertain any questions that the commission may have.
Any questions for Mr. Dorley?
Mr. Chairman, for clarification, are you saying, Mr. Dorley, and I appreciate your presentation, it's very understandable and very articulate, and I appreciate it. And as you know, I've been a big advocate of economic development for
Yes.
the whole time I've been on the commission. I am interested in a couple of questions. Are you saying that the city of Eclectic has passed a similar resolution as Tallahassee as it regards their abatements of taxes for 20
No, they have
years?
not passed the resolution. They, in our discussion with Mayor Davenport and our discussion with Chairman Flowers, they were very thankful for us including them, and also very much willing to come on board, even though they haven't taken the action as of yet to do that.
Are you saying they'd take the action if we took the action? I mean, are they willing, in other words, is the city of Eclectic willing to abate taxes for 20 years?
According to the mayor,
Correct.
yes.
Okay.
And as far as I can't speak, but I'm just saying what the mayor, they were ready and they were thankful for us to include them and ask us that we do. And I don't think we've had a really hard time getting up with the mayors and the chairman of the IDBs, and we didn't hear of that, and they hadn't even been realized that there was new legislation until today. And that was when we got up with them and told them. And we're trying to really spearhead the way here in the county because there's a lot of just not knowing out there that the legislature has done this. So I think this was new to the mayor, and even though they had willingness to come on board with that in Eclectic.
So is the same for Prattville then? So Prattville is thankful that you've included them, but they have not taken action as far as...
Correct.
Okay. And it could be helpful. Now, one thing back in, and I'm horrible with time, Mr. Dorley, but I guess it was about July the 19th, through the 22nd at the Economic Development Association of Alabama meeting down in Mobile, this was discussed at length. And as a matter of fact, it was topic.
Yes, sir.
Several attorneys talked about the pros and the cons.
That's my understanding, yes, sir.
Yeah, and another thing I just want to point out, because, you know, being a county commissioner, sometimes you are an educator. It's very important to understand that when you talk about abating 12 mills or whatever, that's how the county commission basically is funded, is through ad valorem tax. Elmore County does not have a countywide sales tax. So when you look at even like a city like Millbrook, city like Prattville, city like Electric, city like Tallahassee, they have sales taxes, they have gas taxes, and they have the opportunity at their next meeting to pass said sales tax. In other words, they could agree to abate 12 mills and then in the next meeting vote to increase sales tax another penny. We do not have that opportunity. We don't have that ability under the law. And so, those are the kind of things that were talked about at the meeting in Mobile, and those are things that I'm thinking about as we discuss this resolution.
I understand. I understand how the county is funded. That's the reason I point out that generally in Tallahassee, brick and mortar is not included, and in Tallahassee, in the IDBs, not just Tallahassee, but IDBs are tax exempt anyway. And generally the ad valorem tax is on the equipment. After the first 10 years of abatement period, the depreciation of such equipment is such a devalued state that the ad valorem tax is negligible anyway. And I'm not saying that a little money is not worth anything. I'm just saying that it's a small price to pay to keep the incentive to the industries and to keep Elmore County in the forefront of recruiting new industry. And there are other counties in the state that have come on board, such as Marshall County. They're coming on board, and I look for others to come on board as well, and especially in neighboring counties. And one of our high rivals is Auburn and Opelika. I see them really coming on board with this, and then what that would do, and what I'm afraid that will do, is put Tallahassee or in Elmore County, which we're on the 85 corridor right there, at a very much of a disadvantage. And I don't want to see that. I want us to keep creating jobs, because, without jobs, you really don't have anything.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question, if you will.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, did I understand you correctly to say that the city of Tallahassee does not have ad valorem taxes?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, your points are well taken, but I think we have a problem here. I don't think we can enter into an agreement with you if you don't have ad valorem taxes in your city. There's an AG's opinion. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I don't think
That's a legal question. I have to refer to one of my attorneys that are here. I'm not aware of an AG opinion on that.
Okay.
Although there could be one, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
There's one. I just wanted to know if you were familiar with it.
I'm not familiar with it.
Well,
Thank you, ma'am.
basically what it says is that if a municipality doesn't have a corresponding ad valorem taxes, then we can't enter into an agreement with them of this nature. But I don't know, perhaps, I don't know if any of the other commissioners have had the opportunity to look at that.
I'm not sure. I can't speak to the legality of the measure, but, we're not, I don't know if we entered into an agreement or not. It's the commission is giving the IDBs the ability and the authority to be able to abate the county's portion of the ad valorem tax. But now,
Well-
you may be right. I can't speak to the legalities of that no more than I can speak for Eclectic or another municipality.
Yeah, recently. There is an opinion out there, and it involved Vance when they were going through the Mercedes investment. It seems to suggest that if the municipality does not have an ad valorem tax, that the county can then not, delegate the abatement to the IDB. Now, I don't know if that's been changed since then. I've just seen the opinion in the last day or so and haven't really vetted it and gone into it for other reasons, but it seems to be some law out there that may say that. So,
Yeah. Well,
I'll give
thank
you- I'll
you,
give
but
the opinion.
I'm not aware of that opinion. Thank you.
Well, you have any other
I
questions?
don't, thank you.
Any other, Mr. Taylor, you have anything?
Well, I was just going to ask Mr. Dorley, how many of the buildings in the industrial development park is owned by the IDB board?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, just, quick,
Quick, 4, right in the park,
how many's in there altogether?
7, 8.
Okay. I mean, it's
But
just-
now, a lot of them have gone through, and a lot of them now have been there more than 10 years. So, 2 of them have exercised their options under the original project agreement and/or lease agreement to exercise their buyout portions of the lease, and so most of them are after the 10-year abatement period anyway. So, unless they went into an expansion of some sorts, new abatements or additional abatements wouldn't apply anyway. Okay?
All right,
thank you.
Mr. Taylor, do you have anything else?
I'm fine.
Mr. Doyle, I do have one comment, though.
Okay.
I appreciate your presentation, and I too, as you well know, this commission has been very progressive as far as supporting the Tallahassee area
Absolutely, thank
industrial.
you.
We gave $500,000 to GKN just a couple of years ago to
Absolutely.
help retain that industry there. So I'm not speaking from the standpoint that we got any opposition. My concern is this, and it's just a fundamental concern as we are the elected officials of the county. And for us to turn authority for what we are elected to do to make these decisions over to an unelected board, I fundamentally have a problem with delegating my authority to somebody else that's not elected by the people of the county to abate taxes or to do anything. So I'm going to study your resolution, and I want I think we're going to gather further information about this AG opinion that came up, and we're going to research this and to see what we can do. But I don't think tonight we're going to take any action. We still need some time to digest your resolution and to look at all of the legal opinions and to talk to the revenue commissioner also.
Okay,
about this.
addressing your comment about delegating the authority, one of the things, especially for new industry, is that when they come into a county, the reason IDBs were created to begin with is to make it, a very cost-effective and a very quick action on part of industrial development. And if an industry has to come in and go to several entities to get all of the incentives that the state has, they'd just soon go somewhere else where it's a lot easier and there's not so much of a time restraint. Most of the industries that we've done over the last 12 to 13 years has been almost 120 to 160 day overturn, and that is from the time we sit down and go through their attorneys and go and start breaking ground and get them into operation. And and if you bog that down with a lot of, and I certainly understand that if I had the responsibility such as some of you have, and because I have responsibilities as well, and I understand not delegating that authority, flippantly, if you would. But I think the Tallahassee Industrial Development Board, over the period of years, has proven itself to be prudent in the recruitment of industry and to be, frugal with the resources that we have. And I want to thank the county. I really do. Not only that with GKN, but on a couple of projects and several projects over the course of the last 12 years, the commission has come on board and helped us with. And for that, we're very, very grateful. But it's also to the betterment of the entire county, too.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dorling. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, Lucille Waller from the Cancer Wellness Foundation of Central Alabama. Request for FY 2015 budget appropriation. Ms. Waller?
Yes, excuse me, thank you. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and we help local cancer patients. By local, I mean cancer patients within a 27 to 30 county radius of Montgomery County, and Elmore County is also one of the counties where we give assistance to your residents. As you can see in a letter that I've given you a copy, in 2014, we helped 76 Elmore County residents with their medication and transportation, and that's our mission, is to help cancer patients get their medications at cost or at no cost. And then we also help with transportation. And as far as we don't have really vehicles, so we help by giving gas vouchers or bus tickets or that sort of thing. We've asked for an allocation of $3,000 for your next fiscal year. And as you can see, I've shown you the value of the medication assistance for 2014. It was over $600,000. And so far for the first 6 months of 2015, it was over $700,000. The gas vouchers or transportation, which comes directly from our budget, was over $13,000 from last year. And also for this year, it was almost $3,000 for the first 6 months. Do you have any questions about what we do to help Elmore County residents?
Any questions for Ms. Waller? I do. Just one question, just for my clarification. What is your primary funding source? Is it through fundraising or through government
Actually,
government grants?
it's
or?
through fundraising.
Yes,
That's our primary source. We have a large fundraiser in the spring, and we have several fundraisers all during the year. Our large fundraiser, we've had speakers like Nick Saban, Eli Manning, Paul Feinbaum, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
I do write grants, but it's just local grants. We do have some monies, but very limited, from ALDOT, Department of Transportation, and other than that, it's just local grants and contributions.
Okay. All right, Ms. Waller, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, next, budget amendments. Ms. McDuffie, you want to discuss those?
Yes, the air conditioning unit at the health department went out several weeks ago, and we needed to amend the budget by $15,000. I budgeted $4,000. The 15-ton train unit was $18,952. So we are increasing the budget by 15 to cover that new unit.
Okay. Any questions on the budget amendment? Can never plan for air conditioners to go out. Next, consider authorizing advertisement for a public hearing on a 050 retail beer off-premise only and a 070 retail table wine off-premise only liquor license transfer application from Rehu Inc. to Lean Inc. for County Food Mart, 215 Foxwood Road, Deatsville, Alabama, 36022. And this is to allow advertisement. Next, discuss debris removal and monitoring service regional bid. Mr. Byer, you going to speak to this?
Yes, sir. Commissioners, this is the formality of reading the bid tallies from the ACCA joint bid, Region 4, for debris removal and monitoring services. This just needs to be included in the minutes and it's part of our discussion. I think Ms. Erb said that we do need something, just voting them into the minutes. The actual review of these bids and the awards will take place at another meeting. The review, Eric and I both serve on the joint bid review committee for this. We'll be doing that on Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and then we'll bring those back to the commission. I believe it's going to be in the first meeting in September. So.
These are, Elmore County is just acting as a conduit for the ACCA for this region.
That is correct. I believe the region has 13 counties in it. We've got 12 total regions in the state.
And I think all this came about after the April tornadoes.
That is correct. We actually have 7 regions. Eric was saying there's 12 counties in our region. There's 7 regions total. We're Region 4, and we're the county representative. So we award the bid, but if a disaster happens in Autauga County activates the contract, and they're their own entity in terms of executing the contract.
Okay.
So.
Any questions on the bids? Hearing none, consider adoption of updated Elmore County EOP plan. Mr. Jones.
Yes, gentlemen, or commissioners, I should say. Sorry about that. Chairman, this is the update of the base plan of the emergency operations plan for the county. This is the framework that basically lays out how all of the stakeholder agencies of the county would come together in response to a major emergency in the county, along with the initial recovery actions. After that initial response period's over with, it also outlines the initial recovery actions as well. And like I say, this is just the base plan of the EOP. It's not all of the hazard-specific or incident-specific annexes that go along with it. This is something that we've been working on for about a year now.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Jones? Thank you. On the consent docket, approve proposed plat for Redland Ridge Plat 1. Approve 40-hour sick leave donation from Rhonda Cooper to Sharon Braw. Approve 40-hour sick leave donation from Julie Knight to Sharon Braw. And the travel memo. Is there any items on the consent docket we need to pull off for consideration? Next, under personnel notifications, notification of resignation of Michael Collins, Correction Officer, effective 7/31/15. Notification of Jesse Locke, Correction Officer, from part-time to full-time to replace M. Collins, effective 8/9/15. Notification of resignation of Brandy Knight, temporary part-time interim Highway Department, effective part-time intern, effective 7/23/15. These are just our notifications. Next, reports to the commission. The county administrator, Ms. McDuffie, do you have anything tonight?
No, sir, I don't.
Any questions for the administrator? Mr. Byer, do you have any reports tonight?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, brief update. The judicial roof project is complete. The jail lock project is complete. I'll be getting y'all an updated spreadsheet with all those projects and the status before we meet again in September. You also have two documents in front of you. One is a map that looks somewhat like that, shaded with some projects. That is a preview of a project that the MPO will be taking in consideration on Thursday. This is a takeoff the county's infrastructure plan, and this is a regional MPO plan talking about our high priority projects. So you'll notice on the left-hand side of the document, there's signatures for all the government entities that are members of the MPO. So we anticipate this being executed by all the members of the MPO on Thursday and give us a tool to push some critical infrastructure projects in the area. The other item is a sheet you've seen before, a map of Corn Creek Park. And just to give you an update, we've been working for a while now with the Coosa River Paddling Club. We had a meeting last week with Coosa River Paddling Club and the city of Wetumpka with the mayor. And I believe we reached consensus. We're going to get some letters out, but I believe the city of Wetumpka is going to put $15,000 into this project. They'll have to approve it in a council meeting, obviously, but they're willing to put $15,000, the paddling club $15,000, and then the county would put $20,000 to build a new access to that park. That would also require us to revisit the lease with the Coosa River Paddling Club, and that's pretty much been dormant because of the EOC project and the closure of that park. But this will give us a mechanism to get all that done. There's an outside chance Commissioner Bowen through the Extension Office had given us some grant material to possibly look at for this, and there's a potential, even though it's a slight potential, that there could be some grant monies to do this work. But at current, to try to have some kind of realistic schedule to get the park back open, it was advantageous for all the parties to try to agree to some dollar amount if the grant is unsuccessful. So we'll be proceeding with that, and I'll be working with Mr. Weller on the paddling club lease and revisit that with the chairman. We'll go back and we'll pull that old lease up and see what we need to do to update that, to have that ready. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in the way of report. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Any questions for Mr. Byer? Mr. Jones, do you have anything tonight?
Yes, just a few items. I wanted to give a quick update. Number one, on the EOC building project, on July 29th and 30th, the final inspections were completed by all of the engineers. And then also Mr. Reiser, myself, the architect firm, and Mr. Woodall were all involved in the final inspection process on those 2 days. And the general contractor has been working for the last about 9 days, working through all of those issues that we cited in the final inspection. We're looking forward to them getting those items taken care of and remedied by, we're shooting for the 28th of August, the 28th of the month. We look forward to having a substantial completion notice by August 31st. That's what we're looking at now, and then we can begin the transition process of moving into the facility. Look forward to doing that in September. So got that project well underway. Then we've got also we've been working on the annual budgets for our office to include our operational budget, our grants budget, and then also the hazardous materials team's budget as well. And then also last Friday we had a site visit from State EMA with our division coordinator regarding our work toward meeting the requirements for the Emergency Management Performance Grant funding for fiscal year 15. And we're basically waiting on getting the EOP update adopted. So that's, once we get that taken care of, we will have met all of the requirements that we need to for FY15 for the state and federal requirements this year. Do y'all have any questions of me at this time?
Any questions for Mr. Jones? Thank you.
Thank
Next, County Attorney, Mr. Weller, do you have anything tonight?
Nothing to add, Mr. Chairman, but I'd certainly be happy to answer any questions commissioners may have.
Any questions for the County Attorney? Ms. Erb, report and calendar dates, please.
Monday, August 17th is the ACCA Annual Conference. Monday, September 7th, the courthouse will be closed in observance of Labor Day. Saturday, September 12th is the next countywide cleanup at all locations from 9 to 1. And Monday, September 14th at 5 o'clock is our next commission meeting.
Thank you. Reports to the commission. Commissioner Taylor, do you have anything tonight?
Yes, sir, I do. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Rick Doyle here coming in and his diligent job he does with the IDB board, and which a lot of people don't realize. Mr. Doyle doesn't get paid for this job. He does it on a volunteer basis, and they have done a wonderful job in Tallahassee with the IDB board. Just to let people know, the biggest employer in Elmore County is GKN, and it's in the Tallahassee Industrial Park down there with us. And to keep jobs and stuff, they have to bring stuff before the commission and keep us and distribute information to us to let us know what's going on. And he's did a great job, and I want to thank him personally. The other thing is I want to thank the Redland community for coming out tonight and speaking for and against this liquor license here that they have. Sitting up here as a commissioner, I don't know what your community thinks, and I don't know what's going on with it. So you coming out and distributing information to me and letting me know how you feel means a lot to me, and lets me know how you feel. And I want to thank y'all for coming out and letting me know how you feel as a community about this store and about this liquor license. And just thank y'all so much. That's all for me, Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Falk, do you have anything tonight?
No report.
Commissioner Smoke, do you have anything tonight?
Just something short. Just wanted to let everyone know I had the opportunity to attend the County Extension's Office annual meeting. It was a great meeting. They had some great information in terms of how we as a commission can impact the communities in the upcoming fiscal year. And Katrina will be making those pamphlets available to us. It touches on all points of the county. So it was very informative. It was a great meeting, as they always put forth a good meeting. So just wanted to let everyone know about that.
Thank you, Commissioner Smoke. And I just also want to thank the members of the Redland community for coming out and speaking their minds about this issue. And as Commissioner Taylor says, it's hard for us to gauge what a community's desires are about these issues unless we hear from you. And I do appreciate not only y'all coming, but all the phone calls that I've got and expressing that feedback. And with that, I'm going to adjourn the work session and get the agenda ready, and we'll be back in just a minute for the business meeting. Let's come to order. I would like to ask Eric Jones to lead us in an invocation and Commissioner Falk lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear God, we come to you tonight, and we just thank you for the peaceful environment that we are able to have our business and government, dear Lord, and dear Lord, for the people to actually see how the government does work for them, dear Lord, and dear Lord, we're so blessed. There's so many areas in the world that don't have the peaceful environment for us to be able to exercise our freedoms that we've been given, dear Lord, by so many that have sacrificed so much. And again, we want to remember our soldiers overseas that fight for our freedoms and continue to fight for our freedoms every day, dear Lord. And we thank you for them. Thank you for the sacrifices they've made. Thank you for their families, dear Lord. And we just pray that you just comfort their families as they're away from them. And dear Lord, again, at this time, I'd also like to lift our schools up to you, dear Lord, and just pray for a protective hedge around them and all of our children as we've started the school year back in a lot of schools, and those that haven't will be starting back very soon, dear God. I pray for the teachers and the students, and dear Lord, everybody involved. I just pray that we'll have a safe and healthy school year to kick off, and that the teachers and students will do what they need to do, dear Lord, to have a very successful year, dear God. I lift them up to you, and dear Lord, again, just thank you for being who you are to us each and every day. Thank you for your mercies and grace that are new each and every moment. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Let us
Please
stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Taylor? Commissioner Falk?
Present.
Chairman Bowen?
Here.
Commissioner Rachel? Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Present.
Have a motion to approve the minutes for the July 27th meeting.
Motion. Second.
Have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
To have a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for a period of July 23rd, 2015 through August 5th, 2015.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Under old business, a motion to approve or deny 011 Lounge Retail Liquor Class 2 Package Liquor License Application by Janie Ba LLC for Redland Package Store at 6503 Redland Road, Wetumpka, Alabama 36093.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Have a motion to deny and second. Is there any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Next, motion to approve and deny nominating 3 candidates to the Board of Equalization. The nominees are due tonight. The candidates are Guy R. Vanderman, Archie Bouchard, and Frank Valter.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Frank Walter. I'm sorry. Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve the 3 candidates presented. Do I have a second? Mr. Taylor?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Under new business, a motion to approve or deny the budget amendment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Under, next, a motion to approve and deny authorizing advertising a public hearing to take place on September 14th, 5 p.m. for a 050 retail beer off-premise only and a 070 retail table wine off-premise only liquor license transfer application from Rahu Inc. to Lean Inc. for Country Food Mart, 215 Foxwood Road, Deepsville.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Falk, second by Commissioner Taylor. Any discussion? Call roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Motion to approve and not accept bid tally sheets for Region 4 debris removal and debris monitoring bids in the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Motion to approve and not adoption of updated base plan of the Elmore County Emergency Operation Plan.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Motion to approve the consent document.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
Ms. McDuffie, you have anything further?
I did want to mention that I have each one of you a draft budget in your basket, and I'll be meeting with you guys in the next week or so to go over some budget items.
Thank you. Mr. Byer, do you have anything further? Mr. Jones? Mr. Weller?
Nothing further, sir.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smith?
Yes.
We're adjourned.